it kind of helped them advance. I mean, do you think this was a conspiracy?
Gotta go with Jacob Butter. Gotta go
No,
lefty.
we're talking about the players. That's tournament champion into the podcast.
There he is, right there.
Oh, he doesn't even know how to watch. Go to youtube.com and search Down Lane Podcast. Up, bowlers. Welcome to Down Lane Podcast. We are streaming live from the lab at Town & Country Lanes. I am your host, Kyle Haynes, and with me is the assistant to the host, Anthony. Father of the Week,
Year.
Scatia. Now, I can't give you Father of the Year yet. You haven't even put in the effort.
I did a little bit.
Congratulations to you and Janelle on baby Gianna.
Thanks, Kyle.
What's it feel like to be a dad now?
I feel old.
The weight of the world on your shoulders.
No, I kind of feel like you. Old, decrepit, disheveled, and,
I am in early work season disheveled mode. If you can't tell, I got the hair hanging out now. So, well, anyway, congratulations. Are you tying down her right hand so that she becomes a left-hander?
No, the right side's easier. All you guys got to do is move left, so I don't know why you want to be right-handed.
Nonsense. Don't forget to like, subscribe, click the bell to get alerts from the channel. Email us at downlanepod@gmail.com. And always comment to us during the show. What's up? I am the Fiat. How's it going tonight? Let's see. Austin, how was your week this week?
I bowled better this week.
That's good.
I believe last week, before we ended, I said I was going to shoot 950. I was a wee bit short. I shot 930.
That's good.
Thanks for that.
Wait, I wasn't
I'm
here
hitting
last
the sound
week.
effects right now.
And
Yeah,
then
how
I
was your
had,
week last week? Just kidding. Go ahead. Go ahead, Austin. Go ahead.
I think Monday night I had 930 as well. So we're back at it.
Back at it.
Ball change helped. Now
Yep.
I'm going to bring two balls, that ball and a plastic ball.
Anthony, did you bowl at all this past week?
I haven't bowled in 2 weeks.
How's that feel? That's not true. You bowled today.
I bowled right-handed. I shot 215
He's
with
probably
an alley ball.
He's probably going to light him up tonight.
What
since
kind
he
of
hasn't
alley ball
bowled
was
in 2
it, though,
weeks.
to be fair?
Honey Badger.
All right, so it was at least a reactive ball.
Yeah, I grabbed one that got close to my hand. It didn't really fit, but I wanted, I usually use there's a specific 14-pound house ball
Mm-hmm.
that I use that works really well.
Mhm.
It hooks more than that ball I used today, the Honey Badger. It hooks more, but I couldn't find it, so I just found this Honey Badger. And it was a little short, but I was flipping it out there pretty good on the right side of the lane, and I just threw it to the gutter and struck. I mean, it was pretty easy.
How's the sleep schedule?
There is no schedule, Kyle. Schedules don't exist.
Sleep. What's sleep?
They are a mythical thing.
Now you know.
My wife's doing great. I'm sleeping good.
Let's see. So we had league, no tournaments yet. We're like light on the tournaments. We haven't been traveling. Oh, before we get really into the show, we should.
Where are we going to go bowl in September?
Hang on. We should give our condolences to the Robinson family. Kendall Robinson of the New England bowling area tragically passed away this week. So our thoughts and prayers to the New England area bowling community, if you will. Yeah. So would you say, tournaments now? Yeah, there are none. Well, at least unless you travel hours and hours. But in our area, not really anything going on.
Yeah, it's not time yet.
Plenty of golf tournaments, by the way.
Well, we're going to do a little golfing this Sunday, God willing. I think weather's going to be real nice.
And the creek don't rise.
And the creek don't rise.
I don't
Sorry.
understand that.
Well, you don't want it to flood.
If the creek rises, it means there's a lot more water now.
Yeah, I just thought it was a weird saying. Somebody said that to me. I was like,
God willing, and the creek don't rise.
Yeah, it's like,
You're from the South. You should know.
I am, but nobody ever said the creek. They never ever said that.
All right. So a couple of weeks ago, as we are all well aware, the USBC.
Are we still on the urethane topic?
Listen, it was a couple weeks ago.
I don't even think we talked about it last week.
No, last week we didn't, but we let it sink in for a couple of weeks, let it marinate in the bowling universe. And I just wanted to think, or rather discuss what we think would be better, or are they good rules? Like what are the thoughts in the ether? What do you guys think out there?
Well, they got the comments in the bottom right.
Yeah.
Can
they
people see that?
Oh yeah, they can.
That's cool.
Yeah, they
Live
can.
on stream.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks. How long have you been
Devin
doing
says,
that?
People complain about my 800 tournament being in late October that it's too early.
Well, technically, it's
the end of the year, right?
yeah.
So,
Technically speaking,
it may not be the exact season, but if it's a calendar year that you start the 800 series, then I guess it makes sense.
Kyle, you are the voice of reason.
Or it's for the 24-25 season, and there's summer leagues and whatever that wrap up, right? So maybe it makes sense to end in October.
Well, he's calling me back.
Oh, Bob, welcome.
Chance.
Maybe after the show. So let's see. So yeah, urethane. I know this is kind of beating the dead horse, as they say, but I was just curious. Do you guys think, do the people out there think that it is the right thing to do what they did? Or alternatively, what are some better options that they could have done, if anything at all?
Not be so selectional. Either it's no good or good.
You want to all in or all out?
Yeah, why are we dipping our toes?
Yeah, like this. Why this level has this level has that.
Well, it leads for more confusion. What happens if someone, maybe lives under a rock? Who knows? And they don't hear about it. They go to a tournament with 4 urethane balls, 1 resin ball, and a plastic ball.
What?
Tank and a bowl.
Oh, yeah. Who would have that kind of arsenal?
I'm just saying, like it's
Lefty.
possible. Anthony showed up places with a
right.
bag full of urethane.
Oh my goodness.
I think that the rules that the USBC has come out with. See, now that I'm a father, Kyle, I'm much more calm.
Oh man.
I think
Hang on real quick. Apparently, the stream is not getting out there like it's normally supposed to. People aren't getting their notifications. So if you guys want to share it on your Facebook or whatever, share the YouTube link or share the Facebook link, that would be great.
And for anyone that is asking whether we're live or not, you just have to go back into YouTube, unhit the bell and re-click the bell, or sometimes YouTube will automatically declick the
I think they're also
notification bell.
not getting the Facebook notifications too. Like Facebook isn't telling people, oh, the channel's live kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And if you go to our page, it's like just not there. So I'm not sure what's going on with that.
Says
Although
live.
it does say live right there on our story circle thing. But it's not.
Might just be notification related. All the social. I mean, I've seen that happen before with YouTube, where they'll reset all your notification bells.
Yep.
And you got to go in and click it again.
It does look like they don't post the stream on your page anymore. You have to like click the circle up in the corner. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys are following along, share that and then let people know they can still find us. We got tens of people watching right now.
we do 10.
All right, sorry. So Austin says all in or nothing. If something had to be done, I think I like the 78 rule at least. Then it's at least consistent with the Pro Tour. And then for people that like urethane, it's still an option. And that way it's above the hardness level that they're concerned about. But yeah, what do you think?
Look, I have a few schools of thought.
Oh, that's right. And you're staying calm because you're a father now.
Well, first off, I think that the rules for the urethane pieces of equipment are a little bit silly. I think there's too many levels, kind of like what Austin said. As in, you go one place it's usable, you go one place it's not usable. I think it's a little bit stupid. And then I would also think that if I was to change the rule, I would keep it at the 78 hardness because, like Kyle said, the PBA is also there. But I do think that because of the way that the lanes are being oiled nowadays and all that stuff, that there should be stricter regulations throughout every bowling ball. So I'm going to say that
Which you're not going to get an argument from me about that because
the regulations should change. If the urethane has to go under a drastic change where it's legal or not, or 78 or whatever. I think that the other bowling balls should also be, there should be some sort of more of a specification for these balls, maybe change how much they're able to hook, because we're seeing that lane panels are getting older. The way that we're oiling, I think we're getting too high in the amounts of oil we're using. Like the professional oilers, the professional lanemen are using a lot of volume for those guys, and it doesn't seem to really be working. Guys are lofting the gutter, or they're playing right with urethane. There's really no in between. So I think that the ball regulation would be a little bit more beneficial at this point, because now, didn't Nick Hoagland, I guess, come out and say there's not many tricks left?
Right.
So if he's saying there's not many tricks left, which I don't think you need to make tricks in lane patterns. I don't believe that's correct. But if you're having trouble, corralling the environment, there needs to be more repercussions or more steps to help create a better environment, not just urethane. I think it should go for all bowling
I'm
balls.
forgetting his last name, but Mike
Fagan.
No.
Scroggins.
He does the streaming for USB-C.
Jordan.
Nope. Mike, I forget his name.
Yeah,
But he's
right.
the guy that's always on
He's the guy.
the stream.
Yeah,
right?
the guy with the glasses.
And he does he have glasses?
I don't know. I just made that up.
He does also the USB-C's like podcast, if you will. And they had Hoagland on, and that's I think when he made that statement. And Mike was posting on Facebook about how I think it was on Sweep the Racks podcast or something, and Mike was posting on their page about how we have to take Hoagland's word because he's an expert, and these people that not contradict but argue about his ideas or his thoughts are just, in my words, simpletons, or we're just not as smart as he is when it comes to lanes. But my argument is kind of like we did on the Players Tour, is why do you need tricks, or why do you need to quote unquote combat the bowling balls? Because he says there's nothing to combat the bowling ball surface. When we were able to make a tournament and have someone else, Sean Perry, make the pattern where we bowled 11 games from beginning to end with 0 re-oil. Everybody was allowed to use any bowling ball they wanted. And we didn't have anybody lofting the gutter like they're having within 3 or 4 games on the Pro Tour or elsewhere. So
Well, it's just a different animal. The Pro Tour is very vastly different than the local field.
I get the rev rate and stuff like that, and skill level and playing the lanes, whatever. But I'm just saying, point being, going through 11 games, we've got guys that start super left and they didn't even have to.
Yeah, I think you make a good point. I just I don't, I think it's tough because I just think that there's so much technology that has gotten to the sport, and there really hasn't been. I don't really think there's been a lot of regulations to kind of keep the equipment, kind of at bay.
Yeah.
And the bowling ball companies can still come out with different levels of bowling balls, of course, and of course, you can have your pro and your pro performance and your upper mid and your mid or whatever.
They have,
but it's just they hook
rules,
too much.
They have rules on surface with the peaks and the valleys. I don't even know how it's measured, but
surface value or RA value,
there's
right?
that,
Surface
and
value?
then
Something like that.
Core numbers. There's also maximums on core numbers.
Well, see, that's kind of where I think that they should dive into is, they should have to maybe not use as big as a block, because these cover stocks are so aggressive nowadays. Now, I mean, I'm sure that I'm not a chemist, so I'm not going to say that I know about the outside of the ball, but the inside of the ball, makes kind of more sense. Why do we have to have bowling balls that flare so much when,
that's what I was going to say.
When you can just use a little bit less oil and you're going to get a similar kind of, I guess, ball. It's going to be the same ball reaction, but you'll still get a ball that hooks plenty enough for the average Joe. And then when you're in tournaments, they talk about the integrity of the pattern with the urethane, taking that out of play, we'll say, or trying to. Well, if the balls don't flare as much, there's not as much surface area being used, which means that, you don't have to use as much oil, which means that
on the lane.
Oil will stay on the lane more, which means that the integrity of the pattern or the fairness of the pattern, as they use the word fairness, which nothing is fair in life, so they need to learn that that's not a real word.
Correct.
That they need, that could also help too. And listen, I'm not saying that I know everything or anything. It's just, you look at the rules they make for one ball, and it's like, well, you allow all these other bowling balls in here, and you can still the manufacturers can still make a bunch of different bowling balls. It's not going to hurt them really, I don't think, too much, except for changing over the rule and however long it would take. But the bowling balls now are just so strong, and they just seem to be getting stronger.
Not to mention that
You're using
you're allowed to surface the bowling ball to
pebbles.
1 if you want.
Yeah.
you can have
Right.
that thing making a dust cloud with the amount of surface that you put on it, and
Yeah.
that has to be mostly what's causing
Yeah,
the
I would
lanes to
think-
get eaten up.
I mean,
right?
yeah, I mean, it's got to, right? I mean, the lane surface gets older. Let's take out nationals and some of the other places we bowl that are more of the bigger events. But if you bowl more locally, especially in this area here, the fronts or the lane panels are a little bit older. So, you don't really need, everybody's putting out 30 milliliters of oil, 32. I think we're bowling at Glens Falls. Somebody was telling me that they went from one pattern to the other, and it's like 44 feet, 34 mils or something like that. I mean, that's kind of where you're like, well, how much oil do you really need to use to combat, what we're bowling, like what we're doing? I mean, we're a local smaller event. Now, some of the Players Tours patterns do have 32 mils as well, but we don't have
But the taper and
we don't have a re-oil. Sure, we don't know about all that. I haven't seen the graph. I don't really plan to look at it, but I'm just saying 34 mils seems like a lot for a local event. But everybody uses the strongest stuff they can find, so it makes sense in a way. But then it breaks the lanes down pretty dramatically for the right. I mean, the left, 34 mils. I mean, pew, you know what I'm saying? Like
you get a fresh game every game, brand new start.
Just depends on what lane I'm on, I guess.
But yeah, like with the 34 mils that we're bowling on, though, we don't have the cliff at the end of the pattern like a lot of.
From what we've been
tougher
explained
stuff,
to. Right, what he's explained,
Yeah.
we asked. I think we
the
asked
end of the oil versus where it's done buffing is, I think, roughly usually around 8 to 10 feet or something. If I'm if I'm remembering right.
If that's it, I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
But
we're
not one.
we're
or
gonna
not
bowl
0.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens.
Which
I
is
mean,
what
listen,
urethane really combats is that cliff at the front. Of
Yeah,
that.
and that's the thing. They keep using it. If you look at it, they're putting out the eye patterns. They're putting. Listen, we've already talked about it. The USBC Nationals, they put the eye pattern out. It seems like they're trying to take out urethane more and more with all this stuff, but they're only hindering the people who are bowling. I mean, not a lot of people bowl on that all the time. It seems like it's a little counterintuitive, but then you need the strongest ball you can find for a lot of people because the balls don't hook or they don't have, they don't throw it like any of you guys. So they need a ball that hooks a mile. But then when they go back home, they really can't use it because, I mean, are you really going to use it on a house shot when there's the dry boards? A lot of people don't even oil 2 anymore. They go to 5 or 6 or 4.
Which again, I go back to, why do you want to ruin your lane surface?
Nobody plays out that
faster.
Nobody plays out there.
I watch it every week.
Nobody plays
the guys
4
that play
or 2.
Dead straight with the.
They don't play
biggest
4
bowling
and they
ball.
don't play 2.
Right. But again,
2 is the twig. 4 is outside of the first arrow. There's zero chance that they're getting to 4.
yeah, but it gets there when they throw it to the right from the inside. And
Yeah,
then it
okay.
torches up the outside of the lane.
It doesn't
So,
make a
but why
difference.
do
It's
you
not,
want-
it's only a thin film anyways. It's not really going to make that much of a difference.
It's
There's really
still
no
there
oil
protecting.
applied there
My point is,
it's
why
not
do
really
you want to
protected.
damage the lanes more?
because nobody plays
when
there.
you only but the whole
Nobody
then you,
plays
but then
there.
you force everyone into the same spot.
No, that's not true at all.
You think everyone is from 5 to 20?
90% of people, absolutely.
Yeah, but 90% of the people
That's 15 boards.
are at
That's 15
10
inches.
to 15.
Nobody's throwing it. Nobody's playing 2 or 4 at 10 feet. They're
Oh, I
not
know
playing
that.
the gutter.
But they throw it out to the gutter, and then it sits there in the beach, and then tips up and goes left.
Well,
It's still going to shorten the lifespan of the lane when the lane's not protected.
we will agree to disagree because I don't
you're
think that
insane.
makes any sense.
It has to make sense. If the lane is not protected with oil,
There's no oil
it's
down
going to
lane
get
that far.
damaged.
By the
Not
time
damaged,
by the time it
worn
gets
in,
by the time it
worn
gets to 2 half the time, it's gonna be at 30 feet.
I've watched a couple bowling balls. tonight,
Sure,
and
some guys probably hit it a
they
little
went
bit
left
early.
at the arrows because they
Sure.
missed right.
Well, okay, but I mean, it's not every shot. Nobody's playing outside of 4.
I understand. It's still less oil. So if you started at 2, though, your next oil is going to be 4 or 5.
Yeah.
When you start at 4, then
7.
you bump into exactly. So it's like it's almost the middle of the lane.
Yeah.
So,
There's still oil there.
but a lot less. If you started at 2, you
But
would
they
have
also
more
say
in
the
the
heads
middle.
the heads don't technically burn. It's more the mid lane that burns.
And
because the
that's
ball's
where the
skidding more
ball is
anyways.
going from right or from left to right in the middle of the lane.
So in your eyes, this is gonna be fun. Okay, so if you have to break the lane down, if the lane's gonna break down, I'm not even talking oil. I'm like, if the lane's gonna break down or lose its lifespan, okay, okay, and you're so worried at 20 feet, 4 to the gutter, right? 4 to the gutter. Okay, where's all the hook on the lane? When you go somewhere in the front's hook,
Track. But I also
where's the track?
But
Kyle?
it's a two.
Where's the
It's
track?
a two-prong. It's a two-prong issue.
10.
First prong is protecting
10.
your lanes. Second prong is having no out of bounds. Why is there no out of bounds?
Listen, it's just league play. It's not that big of a deal.
I would love to golf where you have those walls that are on the side of a highway.
Yeah,
Put
put them up.
Just line those up
Oh,
on a golf fairway.
nets,
not even nets.
You
Like
can
those
still
concrete walls
miss.
on the side of a highway.
Oh, the big
Yeah.
barriers.
Yeah,
You
they
can
should just
still
line those up
miss,
down the
Kyle.
fairway, and then you can just ping pong off of the.
It doesn't
off the walls
mean you're
down the
gonna
middle of the
throw a
lane,
strike
or about
every time.
the middle of the fairway.
It doesn't mean you're gonna throw a strike every time.
I understand.
I know if
the
I get
math.
it there,
I'm
it
just
is
saying.
touching the 7.
Just saying, if all the friction that we complain about or the righties complain about is at board 10, why are you so concerned about 4 to gutter?
I'm just saying when you start over here, there's less oil over here. When you start over here, then at least it's spread across the whole lane and it's more protected.
How much
The
is
only- and
one
there's-
load
and there's
really?
more out of
But
bounds.
how much is
Oh, I
one
think there
load
should be
really
more
gonna
than
do?
one load.
The only reason I'd ever agree with Kyle on this is because then I could throw it to 4 and it would sit there.
Yeah. Well, I
I'm
wouldn't
just-
sit there, but it'll at least have more of a chance.
I mean, you can throw it to 4. Just throw it to 4.
Well, it'll hit 4 at your feet and then go to the 7 pin.
Well, you don't want to hit it at your feet. You want to throw it like 45, 50 feet down lane. You want to get it there. I mean, I don't
Oh,
know why you guys are throwing it at
launch
5
40,
feet.
50 feet.
No, but like your launch angle down lane, okay. I mean, I don't know, Kyle. This seems like I'm winning right here. You're worried about the
No,
track hooking too much, but now you're
No,
saying
no, no,
that the
no.
outside
I am
is-
not. I am saying, why would you, as a bowling alley owner that has installed new lanes that are 5 years old now, they're 10.
No.
Why would you? What?
7.
Oh, sorry. Why would you
Get it right,
want
Kyle.
to put less oil on there so that it makes the lifespan of your lanes shorter? That is my point.
I mean, too much oil slows the ball down.
I didn't say too much oil. I'm just saying cover the lane.
We do cover the lane.
Inside
4
of
inch.
4. I can agree with Anthony that
I will say that
I don't think a lot
nobody
of
uses
wear
a
is
2
going to
anymore.
happen.
You know that, right?
Nobody uses it too. Yeah, not in their house.
No, I
shots,
mean,
know.
yeah. I mean,
know
most
that.
people.
It's
I would say
disgusting.
most people don't. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, Kyle.
Remember how there used to be rules in the USBC that
Well, we're talking about rules today.
I
Actually,
know, that's
and
what I'm saying. So that would be my argument is if there were any rules.
Universal house pattern.
No. I wouldn't argue for that because I wouldn't want not every house to play the same, but I wouldn't want every pattern to be the same. I would want every house to be different. But what I think, as I've said before, there should be ratio rules, and there should be a rule like there was in not even that long ago, 10, 15 years ago, where you had to have a certain amount of units across the whole lane.
Yeah, but they
starting from
don't
2 to
check.
2.
So how are you going to run
I
the rule?
understand, but when there are rules,
I think that's
you
what he's
check.
getting at.
When
yeah.
there's no rules, what's to check? There is no checking because
That's why you
there's
don't
no
have
rules.
to check. That's why when you go to USBC, you just roll your balls and you got 3 holes. USB, you got a code number. See ya.
It's
Exactly.
got numbers on it. Good, you can use it.
Yeah, I
Make
had
sure your
it.
grips are cut down.
I didn't have a serial code on mine this year,
I've
so
never
I
cut my
wrote
grips.
in. I wrote in 5 1 3 8 008.
I don't even know what that means.
Oh.
Boobies.
Who's I don't think I've ever cut my grips, Kyle. They've never said anything.
You know-
it's one of the things.
You don't have enough pitch, Austin, for me to cut your grips down, buddy.
It's one of the things
Perfect.
that
Mine
they
are-
are supposedly looking for when you go and have your balls checked.
You
Katie.
just push them down. They don't know.
Have them check your balls.
We need Craig Smith. We need flatter patterns. We don't need flatter patterns.
You're such a freaking fool. You are a fool.
Listen, man. League bowling is a little bit different.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be impossible. We've said this a million times. We're
You're
not asking for it to be the PBA. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but you're locked into the way it is right now.
Oh, it's never going back.
You
It's
can't
ruined.
take that away from
Cats
them
out of
now.
the bag. They ruin
Yeah.
the game, plain and simple. But the USBC, instead of worrying about a urethane bowling ball, they should maybe worry about regulating the lanes like they used to.
I think you know what we should really worry about? I'm a father now. I don't really worry about much. I got other things to worry about.
You
We should worry about throwing high scores and having beers. Is that
well,
what
that's what we do on Thursdays.
Is that what dads do?
Yeah. Are you gonna beer and bowl tonight?
No.
You're a dad now.
Yeah, no, I got to go home. I got to watch
Give him
my
a
kid.
couple years. Couple years, he'll be there.
Don't do that. I have to watch my kids.
I love saying
They're
that.
just your kids. I
Kyle
don't
gets so
watch
angry.
them.
Kyle,
I
listen.
don't babysit my children. They are your children. That's
Wait,
your-
you did say,
you just make sure they survive.
yeah, we're in survival mode right now.
Just make sure they survive.
We're in
my
survival mode.
goodness. Absolute nonsense. What would you change in the USBC, if anything?
I told you, bowling balls.
Yeah, okay. So like what? What would you want the bowling balls? What changes would you want to see in the bowling ball? Just make the core number smaller, surface number.
Listen, I'm not a
surface-
chemist, but I will give you what my hope and dream would be.
Go on.
Okay. I mean, the reactive resin is at a level now where it's very, well, I don't even want to, whatever you want to call it. They're pretty, I'm just going to call them potent. They hook a lot, right? They adhere to the lane well. They're coming out with new technology every year, I guess. You know, you got Brunswick's HK22, the AI stuff now in the ball, the coefficient restitution. Anyways, I'm just saying.
3-piece bowling balls.
Yeah,
that have
whatever.
the soft
So-
cores in them.
So, anyways,
Or
I'm just
lightweight.
saying, you know, you lower the core numbers, the differential has a certain number, the RG has a certain number, the intermediate differential, whatever that intermediate differential number, whatever. You kind of rein those into a little bit of a different level. The ball will flare less, which now it's touching less of the lane. You know, with that being said, you know, you cut back on the cover stock strength, maybe take some of the absorbing out. I don't mean take it out, but make it slower, maybe.
Yeah.
To make them not as I'm going to say as strong,
Mhm.
because that'll also help create less transition, less oil is needed, stuff like that. So I think that would be kind of the two things that I would start with is try to scale back a little bit. I don't know what my timetable would be because I haven't really thought about that too much.
It would
But-
have to be, you know,
Like a 4-year plan or something.
yeah, it'd have to go out over a number of years.
Yeah.
Where everything that's out there in the market is legal.
Yeah.
And then
They have
the
to
next
kind
year
of
they have to start making only
the right.
numbers that
Correct.
you're talking about, and then another year or two or whatever, you have to have all
Yeah.
of that old stuff.
It's
gone.
got to be, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that that's kind of where I would start out. I think that the specifications for the equipment have to change. As for the lanes and the lane machines, listen, I'm not going to listen, bowling alleys, Kyle, we've had this discussion many times. It is what it is. I mean, I think let the people hook it, let them score, whatever. I think that if I had to look at something else, I would maybe start to do maybe a different tier system. I know they have sport bowling and whatever, but I think sport bowling's too much. So I think there has to be a middle ground, like you said, but I think that recreation should be okay. I think we should still be sanctioning those leagues, having the recreational numbers, having the opportunity to do whatever, but have like a middle ground league. No, not like we'll just call it a challenge league. Not even a challenge league. We'll just call it like more of a sport league or a classic league. We would call it, you know, that would be
Amateur league.
sure, but it would be more of like a classic where the classic leagues are now going to have a little bit more of a rule. What you would have to do with that, you would also have to get in with Kegel on that. You would have to create this is a Mark Taylor idea, a printer on the lane machines or some sort of feedback where if somebody does shoot 300 on X, Y, and Z or on the sport pattern or whatever you want, the scratch pattern, or whatever the heck you want to call it.
I said this like 2 years ago
Yeah.
when there was a lane oiling issue.
Yeah. It should have a
Somewhere.
receipt of what it printed out
Or
and
even
what
if it
time it
doesn't
got
have to
done.
print out, you can print it out, but
Or
it should just
access it.
the freaking machines are computers.
Yeah.
You would think that information would be on there saying Sunday at 6 p.m. lanes 1 through 24 were oiled with pattern ABC.
Yeah.
You know
Right.
what I mean?
No,
How is that
Well, they
information not on there?
I'm sure they never thought about putting it on there because they don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. Well,
I guess.
anyways, so I would,
when they're oiling nationals, there's literally one pattern in the machine.
no, there's still
there's two. Sorry, there's
Yeah.
two
They-
patterns. Yeah,
they
can
should-
screw
Didn't
it up.
didn't
But
they
they-
a couple years ago have that issue with
They should have
thought there was
that.
a screw up?
on the women's tour.
they should have that though, because when people protest,
Mhm.
they should have the receipt out.
Yeah.
Because we had a few guys where their balls wouldn't hook on certain lanes and they protested and the guy said, you can protest, but they're not going to do anything about it.
Yeah.
You should be able to see that I bowled on this pattern.
Yeah.
On this time, whatever it
100%
says,
agree.
USBC team pattern. It doesn't have any other information on there, but it should have to say it because then people could say that and get the length and stuff. But then they should also open up the pattern to other people if they're going to travel. Anyways, back to what I was saying. We should have like a scratch or a classic league where, you know, the lanes are oiled a certain, you know, a little bit tougher, whatever. Maybe not super tough, but just something that's a little bit more, you know, of Kyle's liking.
Just just for me.
I think we should do that as well as bring the balls back. Urethane, I think urethane realistically should stay in play, but I think that given the environment and all the negativity, okay, I think actually the hardness should go up on all the bowling balls too.
All of them.
Yeah,
Agreed.
I mean, if you're going to make them, if you're not going to, you can change that. Listen, I'm not saying that do all of those at once, but there's got to be a right answer in there. And then, the urethane balls have to be at a certain hardness, 78, 80, whatever the heck it is. But I think that, if you start to do that, I think that you bring back in, I think you can bring some people who left the sport because it got kind of, we'll call it a joke for some people. Some people don't enjoy it.
Mhm.
Might be able to bring some people back. And then the other people who want to enjoy it also have their night out and stuff. That way you can really differentiate. I don't think challenge is the right word. And I don't think sport is the
I'm
right
going to use
word.
those words just because it's generic and everybody understands it. But the
Ye-
problem that I see with it is two things that I can think of off the top of my head. Number one, the bowling alley. You now have to oil one for one and the other for the other and
Okay.
whatever. I'm just saying that's
You'd have to have
an issue.
You'd have to have the two leagues
Why
on
is
the
that an
same
issue?
night.
Well, because it
That's their job.
is an issue. Yeah. Well,
It's their job.
but then you have to get out and re-oil at 8:30 at night and be done for 9 o'clock league. So you
Okay.
got to make sure that these guys start at 6 kind of thing.
So
That's
if you're,
right.
if
Listen,
you're,
I'm
if,
not
if your
against
league,
it. I'm just saying
right,
this is
but
the
if your
thing that
league wants
bowling
to,
alleys are not going to want to do.
I mean, okay. So see, now you're saying,
And then
hold
hang
on.
just hang
No. Let me finish my thought, Kyle. Okay. Freedom of speech here.
Here we go.
You talked about, you see, you ruined it because you jumped in. And
Just because
I
your
had
brain
something to
moves a
say.
mile an hour.
I had something to say where, you want it to be this way. Oh,
No, I
you
would
want it
love
to be
that
one way. You want it to be one way. But then when I say it, you're like, well, the bowling alleys won't like
I'm
to do that.
just saying,
Oh, the
They're not
governing
going to want to do it.
the governing body's job is not to make the bowling alley happy. It's to govern the sport. So why does it matter if
100%
the
agree
bowling
with that.
alley is like or not? You're
But-
talking about what rules to do, and now you're all worried
well,
about
let
the
me get
bowling
to my
alleys.
second point.
Oh, here we go. Oh,
Let me get to my
hold
second
on.
point.
I can't wait. Let me
Not
put my
only-
listening ears on.
Not only will the bowling alleys not want to do it, there's not going to be any bowlers that want to challenge themselves.
Okay, so then
Plain and simple.
okay.
Because how many times have we tried PBA leagues or whatever, and they start out with 30 guys one week, 25
but
the
see,
next,
you're-
20 the next.
You're in the wrong zone, man. You're in the wrong zone.
But there's no reason why anybody
You're in the wrong zone.
there I would see maybe 10% of our area would be like, oh, I would love to have a little bit of a harder shot.
I
For
think
a
it's
league.
growing. I do think that part of the game is
And then you
growing
got
a
to
little
get
bit.
them all together on one night.
I
Like-
think that part of the game is growing though, Kyle. I think that, with the players tour in our area, and seeing the numbers coming from nationals, hopefully they didn't screw it up and the numbers look pretty okay. That side of the game is growing and the junior gold is still pretty popular, but they all bowl on the hard stuff and then they get done and they don't have really a lot to do. So I do think that there is a grab for that type of a league. I think it has to be done right though. It can't be done by some guy who just randomly comes up with it. You got to have somebody
And
who
again,
knows what's going on, who can promote it, one, and get people interested because you're not there to make it overly hard, but you're not there to make it super easy. You're there to test your skills a little bit. And I think there is more people that would do it than you think.
but you use the word this side of the game and that side of the game. My argument is there shouldn't be any sides of the
Yeah,
game.
we have talked about that many times.
Again, there you could go to a fun
Yeah.
drinking golf league and you're playing the same exact course as a serious scratch league.
Well, there's different levels of tee boxes.
I understand that. But I'm just saying, well, most
mean, I've
guys
seen
don't
you-
play from the tips.
I've seen you play from the ladies' tees. I mean,
That was the second shot. That was my putt off of the the tee box.
I don't know. I just
no,
think
my
that there's
point
space
is
for both.
there shouldn't be both.
There should
You,
be both.
you can still have your fun beer league on something that is a little more challenging than a blind throw to the right.
It's the same thing as slow pitch softball. My
What?
grandmother in a wheelchair could play slow pitch
You're absolutely
softball.
right.
Like that's not a real sorry to all the people who think slow pitch softball is a sport.
I mean, it's fun.
It's fun. It's like league bowling.
Yeah.
That's what it is. But it's not called beer drinking softball, hit the home run ball.
Well, I think they are called. I think some of them are called
they're
beer
all
leagues.
drinking. Yeah,
yeah,
they're all
but
beer leagues.
they're
Yeah.
called beer leagues, but
There's also fast pitch softball.
it's still called yes.
like men's fast pitch
Yeah,
softball.
that is respectable. The slow
Wow.
pitch, that's not respectable, dude. Come on. Like you're using it's okay. It's considered a beer
did I
league,
say?
but it's still called softball.
Putting off the second.
Putting off the second. I know. Putting the first shot, and then the second shot off the
Yeah,
ladies.
Craig
tees.
Craig says it right. It's beer ball.
Yeah.
Okay. But softball, it's still considered softball. It's still considered the same sport as a fast pitch or collegiate level or professional level, because they do have professional women's now. It's the same thing. So,
But
it's still the same thing. It's just on a different
again,
level.
the thing I'll say is, when it comes to your sanctioning body, there is no, like, you're not signing up except for in this bar's softball league.
Sure.
You're not signing up to a national governing body like you are with USGA
Sure.
and USBC.
Sure. Well, the GA, I'm not really sure how that works, but I'm familiar with the USBC.
Well, we were talking about it
It's a
last week
$50
or whatever it
membership, I
is.
think.
Apparently, a lot of
I'm
leagues
in it.
are actually sanctioned or registered. I don't know what the words they use in USGA, but
Yup. And then you all have to have your individual numbers.
Sure.
it's very similar to USBC, right? They track your handicap and they track what courses you're playing on.
I
and-
mean, they have an app now for you too that you can keep track of your scores, and it gives you the USGA handicap. But I don't know how it works with like legitimacy, because anyone can just
you can
put
write down
numbers
whatever. Well, you're
but
basing it on a
That's how
golf
golf
It's like
is
an
anyways.
honesty
I mean, you
thing.
can put down whatever you want anyways.
Right.
I
That's,
mean,
that's very true. It doesn't matter. You can change the score in the app, but you can also change it right here.
Yeah, I mean,
on
the
grass.
eraser's right on the pencil. You know what I'm saying?
You don't usually get erasers on the golf pencils.
Well, you always
no,
put
they
them
do
in your
that on
bag.
purpose.
So I'm just saying, Kyle, I mean, I think each sport, I mean, baseball, I mean, you got a 30-year-old baseball. I mean, I guess they're still playing baseball. It's a little bit different, but slow pitch softball, whatever. I mean, mini golf.
Okay, that is pure recreation.
No,
That's
dude,
like going to the
There's
arcade.
the
professional.
U.S. is like the only place that doesn't
Yes.
have.
No, I know.
We did
professional
play at the
Alright,
U.S.
mini
Open for
golfing.
mini golf.
I
Remember that?
remember in
Okay,
Myrtle
remember
Beach.
how hard that
I
was?
remember. Yeah, I remember. I'm just saying it's like cornhole. They have taken a recreational game and turned it into a league and sport.
Listen,
you will.
cornhole's a blast, but I just seeing all the money floating around cornhole, I'm like, whoa.
Sponsors, man. That's what happens when you get sponsors.
No, but it's like local. Like guys are like, oh yeah, I win $1,000 a week when I play. And I'm like, what the frick for cornhole?
It's crazy.
yeah, but you got to remember they probably
And you
got
get to drink for that with that too.
they probably had 150 people sign up for that.
Yeah, I know, but it's just it's
If
just
we could
weird
get
to me.
150 people to sign
mean,
up for
listen,
a one-day tournament, we could hand
Yeah,
out a
sure.
giant.
I'm sure
prize.
and I'm sure those guys are good. I'm just it's like you're thinking about it, like, man, you sit there
hey,
and
Players Tour, we're going to be paying out almost $2,000 for a
Sure.
70-man field.
sure, yeah,
I'm just saying,
whatever it
we're
is. I
right
mean,
there with
it's
them.
good. We're doing well. I just think that there is we're talking about rules. I think that there should be two different. I don't think sport is a good way to go. I think it'd be like 8-1, 10-1 would be fine. I mean,
100% agree.
that's fine. But I think there should be different levels. I mean, if you have a second shift league and they are more of the classic style bowlers, they should have no problem waiting X amount of time for your lanes to be done. I
Well,
mean,
I
they
would
do
have-
it in New Jersey.
You can start
Matt
your leagues
Trent-
at
I would
6,
have-
though.
Matt Trestick, they oil the lanes at 9:30 at night,
I would have
and
no
then they did
problem.
4-man teams
I would have no problem waiting
in New Jersey.
25 minutes to
Sounds
have
insane.
fresh oil every
Yeah.
Thursday night.
He had fresh oil. He got fresh oil every night he bowled at 9:30 at night,
That's wild.
and that's the norm for them down there.
That's crazy. That's insane. Like starting at 9:30 to me is insane. That's all I'm saying.
I mean,
not the oil
what's
part,
what's the big
actual
deal? I mean,
starting
we're
at 9:30.
what's the big deal?
What's
You're
the
20
difference
minutes
between
later.
starting at 9?
The only
Uh,
problem is
30 minutes.
if your league is a little bit slow behind it. I mean, I understand.
Yeah, but
but
if you got,
and then I
they-
can't play dice after.
you can still play dice, Kyle. You're a big boy.
I think that the bowling balls back
Are
to our
they must be three games.
Right,
Or
yeah,
four-man
they're
games,
forming
yeah.
3. But I'm just saying, I think that the bowling balls could be rolled back a little bit. I think that
100%
the oil patterns should have like a little receipt or a little tracker, as well as once the bowling balls go down. I think we should have a limit on oils. I think we should be there should be some rules on that. I think there is, but I think we should be cracking down on those, making sure that they are made properly, making sure that they're made the right way. I think it's obviously a chemical, so batch to batch is a little bit different.
Mhm.
But I do think that we should make sure that that's going right. Now, maybe they are doing that. I don't know how they do that with the oil, but
That's
I think,
a great question because I have absolutely no clue.
because they do say it's approved or it's not approved, but what does that entail? So,
I mean, it's no different with bowling balls though. Like they only, they can spot check and grab bowling balls,
Mhm.
but they only have to send them a few balls of each type, like of each model, and then they get tested, and then they say approved. But then they make tens of thousands of bowling balls, and like who's monitoring. Again, I know that USBC can spot check, so they know that they can spot check, so they're hopefully honest. But like, who knows after the approval process what goes on? I'm not saying these companies are cheating. It's obviously disparaging. But
You're just asking.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're asking questions.
Just like, do they spot check oil?
Yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So to SJR, how receptive will the ball makers be to my idea? They'd love me. They got to sell
buy
new
a lot of
balls.
bowling balls.
They're gonna love me. I mean, yeah. I mean, they're gonna love me. They're gonna buy new bowling balls. I mean, are they gonna be mad about their technology being hindered? I mean,
Yes,
sure.
but that's what they have
But-
R&D for. They have to figure out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
new
sure.
ways
I'm
to make
sure
the
they'd
bowling balls
figure out
better.
how to adjust it.
I have
Um,
information.
But I think that I honestly, do I care what the ball? Yeah, I mean the ball makers. Yeah, do I really care if I'm the governing body? No, I don't care about the. No, this is what it is, and if you don't like the rules, then you can make your illegal bowling balls. I mean, we're talking about it as a governing body, not my like me personally. Do you think they hate me? No, I mean, would I like the balls to get pushed back a little bit? I don't really care, but I'm just saying if we're looking at rules, that's how I would start. That's where I would start. To try to bring the game back into maybe a little bit easier to oil lanes and less oil and stuff like that.
It's Austin's information.
All right. So to get lane conditioner oil approved by USBC, it needs to pass GRAS standards, generally recognized as safe FDA standards.
So people can ingest it. Yeah,
I
good
can drink
idea.
it.
February
It'd be a good way to clean yourself out.
February of 2023, the USBC removed the requirement of needing UV content.
Oh, that's right.
They
Well, that's
used to
right. We
do
talked
kinda-
about that a few years ago.
Yeah.
Weird. More rules being taken away.
And I'm trying to see. I'm reading more up on it, but the USBC doesn't really.
I'll say that SGR's comment here is he or she or are
Oh,
is saying
here we go.
that all of the moving parts of the sport have to remain profitable or there will be problems, which I 100% agree. To me, if you roll the specs back for bowling balls, it'll be no different than now, where bowling ball companies come out every month with 5 new bowling balls, and people buy them just because. Like,
Yeah, they're still going to come out
Yeah.
with different levels. I'm not saying you have to limit what you do, but I think the inside of the ball. I mean, I guess
but
if
all
you're
I'm
saying,
saying is a company is going to come out and say, "This is the hot new thing," and people go, "Okay, here's my money."
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
just because it came out, they buy it. And so
Yeah.
I don't see profitability going down because
I guess
USBC is restricting the bowling balls more.
I guess what I would be worried about is their R&D and stuff, because then they have to go backwards and redo R&D basically.
Yep.
I mean, but I would
R&D
think
is
this is
constantly changing anyway.
right.
exactly
But this
right.
is the way I would look at it. You know, if
You're
if
also
it was
giving them a time frame.
yeah, if you're giving them 4 years, they can flip their R&D around,
Mhm.
you know, and they can still produce their bowling balls. Because I'm sure that all the bowling ball companies get like they're ahead of everybody else by probably like 6 months to,
At least
you know,
the guy we know that Paul Gate with lacrosse, he did, you know,
He was a year
designs.
out.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was already.
well, bowling balls are 6 months out right now.
But yeah, so like, but his designs were starting to be manufactured a year before the ones just hit the
Yeah.
Yes.
the sticks were going into Dick's. That's funny. Dick's Sporting Goods, and as soon as they hit the market, he was already like ramping up designs.
yeah, that's-
But so yeah, it's at
Look
least
at
a year.
look at Apple.
Yeah.
They drop a new phone every year.
Yeah.
You
I
can't
think-
do that unless you're working on it by the time
Yeah.
you already drop
Exactly
one.
right.
I do believe that, yeah, if you give them 4 years or however long, they're able to flip their R&D around. They can still produce what they have for the next 6 months, but you're going to say, hey, starting next year, you know, you're going to give the ball companies a year, basically a year ahead of time, an idea, and then it's going to circulate to you. It's going to happen. You let them go for another year, then you give them 3 years technically to flip everything over. I don't think that the ball makers, I mean, I don't think they're going to be mad because people are going to buy new bowling balls, as well as their R&D is going to be kind of shifted. It's going to give them time to shift their R&D
Yeah,
without
so-
losing too much.
The only downside I see in this situation is ball prices. Doing that much R&D that fast is, I mean, there's no
it's
doubt
4
it's
years.
gonna, yeah, but it's still going to raise prices.
I would have to disagree. Why would the prices change? If your R&D is always year round, why would your R&D change?
Our
Because
R&D is only
currently,
it's not gonna
the
change.
R&D is only in how do we make this core work with this cover. they already know what the cover does. They already know what the core does.
Yeah.
So by making new standards, now they have to start from scratch. Now we got to
Yeah.
No,
figure the new resin out.
No, you go back to the original Brunswick zone. Boom.
Well, here's the thing: is
There you go. They got the specs.
you start talking about all that. I'm sure that I think the bowling balls were harder in the early 2000s. They were probably like 75, if I'm right.
I don't know when the USBC and PBA they rematched
flipped
up. Like the PBA and the USBC used to be
78 for
PBA
PBA.
was harder.
Yeah, and then
and then
all the
bowling ball
USBC balls
manufacturers-
made it to
Yeah.
USB. All the balls were PBA standard, which made everything USBC because USBC
right, 'cause
was
they were 2
lower.
points lower than
Yeah, right.
PBA.
Right.
I got more information on
Yes.
lane conditioner.
This is
So
cool.
maybe USBC should have made it 76 or 77 or whatever, and then all of the companies would have made 78 or thing.
This
Go
is
ahead.
from 2009, and it's still on the USBC website, so I'm sure it's current. Hopefully, I don't know why they'd keep it on there if it's not. But they said a specification requiring that lane conditioners used during USBC competition read between 12 and 81 centipoises. That's
It's a
the
weird
standard unit of measurement for fluids.
Oh.
At 70 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, I'm
So as
glad that
long
was
as-
helpful, Austin, because
So
I have no
well,
idea
they,
what
they don't.
you just
they don't.
said.
I don't think they have any specific you can't use this chemical. I think it's as long as it passes the grass guidelines and it follows that. I think you could get approved.
SGR says, are you saying every bowler would have to buy a new ball to conform to these new standards? Half the guys I bowl with use Manhattan rubber. They won't comply. Actually, I think Manhattan rubber probably, well, except for being not USBC approved.
Well, if you go by how USBC does things, they're probably legal still because they'll say that that's legal, but
Right.
this other ball is not legal.
Yeah, because
I would say if I'm
Manhattan rubber's hard.
Yeah, if I'm doing the rules, yeah, it's illegal. Buy another ball. Sorry, it's got to be a fresh start.
I don't know where this person bowls, but I've seen 0 rubber balls go down the lane okay, maybe I saw 1 or 2, but nobody is still using rubber.
The last
half
one-
the guys are using rubber bowling balls.
I don't
No
know.
way.
The last one I saw
I don't
was freaking Petey Bolognino.
He didn't have rubber, did he?
Oh, I'm talking long time
Oh.
ago.
But
He had the beast.
the
I
thing
remember that.
is, rules are rules. Like
these are
they-
hypothetical rules,
right.
by the way. We don't have to get caught up in anything here.
do you know who SJR is?
I'm sure. Oh, Steve Ragone.
Steve Ragone. Oh, come on, Steve. You know better than that. Half the guys you bowl with rubber bowling balls. Give me a break.
See, he had his initials there, so I was
Yeah,
once I figured it out, I was like, "Oh, it's Steve."
As soon as you
And I
figured it
wanted to
out, I
see
was
what
like,
happened.
yeah. All right. So anyway, what was I saying? And if you do change the rules, it's again, I know we always compare golf, but they allowed belly putters or chest putters, and then they said no more. So yeah, now you got to get your club reshafted or you buy a new putter. Like that's the name of the game. And same thing with bowling. If they determine that a bowling ball is illegal, or they're going to phase out a certain section of technology, then you are going to eventually have to get rid of that bowling ball in 4 or 5 years, like you're saying. So it's like, if you are worried about buying a bowling ball in 4 years, then come on.
I love
Golfers
Steve.
are wealthy.
I am
I love
far
it.
from wealthy.
I do believe
Yeah,
that
right.
if you gave them 4 years, a lot of people do buy a ball every year. So I do think that
I would
Yeah,
almost,
most
I would
people-
almost argue.
most people do,
I don't know if I
so.
could make the leap of saying almost every bowler, but like all of these guys out here all buy bowling balls pretty often. Not
Some
often
guys
throughout
do.
the year.
Some
but,
guys
like,
don't.
A lot
Like,
of them, at least one every
the men's
2
league,
years or something.
the men's league here, yeah, like a ball maybe every 2-3 years. I mean, they have a lot of old stuff. The guys in the middle often have quite new stuff. Your Ants League down there, they do get some new stuff here and there. They've got some new stuff because they have new bowlers too. So,
the other
most
thing
people
to
have new
think
stuff.
about is
but
if-
everybody's a little
if you're
different.
talking about people that don't buy bowling balls, generally speaking, I shouldn't make generalizations, but I would argue they're probably using plastic or very low end bowling balls, and some of these are not in the range, I would say, of having to be recalibrated or redesigned, because the upper end bowling balls, I think, are what have the softer surfaces and the more absorbing rates and the bigger cores. Whereas if you get a raw or a surge, then those are
I don't know if they're.
weaker and
I would assume their absorbing
they're-
would be less.
That's what I'm saying. They're
Some of them do have a little bit of a different hardness too. I do believe. I mean, I don't know how much the points change, but
nice.
I do
Devin.
think.
Way
Yeah,
to go,
but
George.
hypothetically speaking, if we're going to do this, if you were going to do this, yeah, everybody would kind of have to get a new bowling ball. It would be like a 4 or
Eventually.
5 year plan.
Yeah.
You know, you could maybe grandfather them in for the first 2 years, so you could give them like 6 years. But for the first 4 years, you know, the manufacturers have to flip over, and by a certain date, they would have to go on. I think they could make it work. It would obviously have a timeline and stuff like that, but that's where I would start with. I think everything has to be scaled back a little bit. I think, you know, not only for the tour or the average bowler. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it'll be that much of a big deal, because then the other thing too is, you know, the bowling guys are going to be able to use less oil, so it's going to help their bottom line as well. I don't think the bowling balls would be nearly as expensive because they probably aren't putting all the high end stuff in it. So maybe you're getting a ball at a little bit of a less priced. I mean, you probably wouldn't see that because it's like we talk about, you get string pins, but you don't lower your game rate, right? So, you know, you don't lose that. You know, maybe they go down a little bit. I don't know. It's just like, hypothetically, if I was to fix the game and the world was perfect, and this is where I would start, and nobody had to worry about money, that's probably where I would start, you know, to bring it back into the game.
Yeah, I don't think you'll.
It
in
probably
business,
won't happen.
well, being in business myself, I don't think you'll ever see prices go down ever.
Right.
No matter what.
Right.
No,
So
I don't care if they're making them for free.
yeah.
They're still going to charge that money.
You know, it's just a thought of how to rein it in my way.
But that's why
Well-
my thought was always, instead of restricting the manufacturers, then you can freeze basically the technology where it is and monitor any new technology that comes out and say yay or nay. But the easiest thing to do is, again, regulate the lane patterns, because you can say a USBC sanctioned event must be a minimum or maximum ratio of X, whatever you want it to be, 10 to 1,
Yeah.
8 to 1, 12 to 1. Then you're not limiting manufacturers. You're not limiting your bowlers as to what they can buy.
Well,
You're just telling the house, hey,
the other
it doesn't
thing,
matter how you oil it, but it's got to have this ratio, and 2
Yeah.
to 2 has to have a certain amount of oil on it at a certain point on the lane.
Yeah, I'm
Back
still not
to-
even there yet.
back to.
I'm just saying that way you don't have to force manufacturers or bowlers into equipment.
Well, I mean, we pay dues every year. If they want to make changes like that over 4 years, all right, well, we're going to give you a one-time rebate in these 4 years. You buy yourself a ball. You prove that it was
Who's paying
bought.
for that?
I mean,
Holy
And then-
lordy.
We'll just give them a rebate. Even if it's half the ball, a quarter of the ball. When you give rebates, people spend money.
Yeah. But then again, who's paying for those rebates? That's coming out of our sanction fees. Chad Murphy's
What else?
salary.
What else
should be.
What else does our sanction fees go towards?
I think the other thing too.
Inspecting the lanes once every few years.
Nice.
Town
Yeah,
Country
that
Lanes
happens
just
a
got
lot.
Inspected.
I think-
Very good score, by the way.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I think the other thing too that gets kind of lost is, as bowlers. Yes, Lefty. If they do this and the left is still walled, which it will be, they will still complain.
We're not talking about the left and the right, all
So
right?
I do believe
But
that
wipe you out. That's what I got to say.
You know,
Wipe the left out.
we talk about how the USBC, and we look at other sports and how maybe they do dictate some rule changes and stuff like that. And I'm not really a golfer, so I don't talk to all these people. I don't really know how it works. But for bowler, because we're in that community, it seems like very often people don't want to sanction because they don't really do anything, they say. Or
And really what that
everybody-
means is they're just mad that they don't get awards anymore.
yeah,
That's really all that means. When somebody says that,
Yeah.
that's what they're saying.
sure.
I
So
don't get my awards.
but people are upset about the USBC. They complain about the USBC. But you know, if the USBC ever did do this, they would complain that the USBC is overstepping and doing too much. But they're doing what everybody's complaining about, but they're
Yeah.
doing it. So I don't think that there would be a right answer either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I think that it would be kind of tough, you know, for USBC to make a good decision here. But realistically speaking, I mean, if the lane pattern master of all, Nick Hoagland, says that we are running out of tricks and options and he's oiling the lanes, seems like either we've got to get somebody else who may have a few more ideas, or they've got to rein some stuff back. I mean, we've got these $50,000 lane machines. If you can't figure it out with a $50 lane machine, you might as well oil by hand at that point, because
Which, as we found,
it was easier.
That's pretty good at it. We can score on it.
Yeah, it was easier.
there's only like 40 milliliters of oil out there, but it doesn't act like it 'cause
Listen,
the way it's
if
applied.
you do it by hand, you can oil as much as you want. Just because
So-
the pumps have limitations on the machines doesn't mean you have limitations on how many times you
Well, it's all
squeeze the trigger.
it's 30 sprays, man. 30 sprays. But yes, I think that's kind of where I would lean towards. I don't know what other people think. I don't know if there is a thought process. I mean, I kind of rambled on and took kind of the show a little bit by storm here, and I apologize.
Oh yeah, sure you did.
My new fatherhood, I came in here like a friggin' superstar.
Matt, don't worry. All we got to do is mention string pins. Kyle's wiped out.
Well, wiping out the left is easy. You just, make them move, make them transition, and they'll be toast.
I
think that's hilarious,
I hate to
'cause
break this to
how
you.
would
They're
they
just
ever
going to throw it
transition?
harder.
There's like 5
They're just-
lefties.
They're
It's
just
easy.
going to throw it harder.
Somehow make it so that you can oil 25 milliliters on the right and 15 milliliters on the left, and then they'll transition a little.
They can do that, but you wouldn't
How do
be
you
happy.
do that?
Kyle?
Bumps.
No, you can just change the way it oils on the left, man.
Yeah, but the pattern would be so drastically
It'd
different.
be
Yeah, exactly. Which we actually do a little bit on the player store. We do have asymmetrical patterns.
Most of your volume is created from the wider loads. That's where most of your volume is.
Mhm,
So basically,
mhm,
you would
mhm.
pull the volume in on the left,
Mhm.
and that would give you, or pull the loads in on the left. That give you a little less volume.
2 to 2, 5 to 5.
Or you just do 2 to 2.
No. 2 to 2,
Just make 2 to 2.
5 to 5,
No, you don't need anything
Hang on.
else. 2 to 2.
15 to 7, 17 to 10.
We'll do this. We'll have a downlane podcast video of we'll put that pattern out. Is the left walled? And then when I beat you doing that, we can have video proof that the left is always walled.
Always wall. Which I guess I can argue. I cannot argue that fact. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, Austin, do you have anything left to say? It sounded like you wanted to chime in a minute ago.
No, I just want to make
Okay.
fun of you.
So golf score. Who's shooting the low score on
that's right.
Sunday?
We're playing Sunday.
Is Jimmy Mueller coming?
No.
Okay.
So we
I will
do.
be third.
Oh, Jake Shank is going though.
Jake, he's
Yeah,
gonna.
and he's only going to play 9. What's up with that nonsense?
I mean, maybe he'll play 18. Who
Jake
knows?
Jake did have a hole where he had 10, I believe.
Wow, it's been a bad day.
Oil every frame. See, now that is an idea I had, Steve. So, Steve, I did have an idea where the lane beds go over and there's tanks underneath the lanes. And what happens
reabsorbing
is after every shot, it seeps through the nipples a little bit and then it's back to what it should be. I had an idea. Spray it right from the bottom. You know where the dowels are, where we do the dowels. What we'll do is we'll just have a little thing there,
in there.
and somehow we'll get something that moves it a little. I don't know how I do it. Oh, we could probably have it. Yeah, something like that. That'd be a great idea. Oil ooze, yeah, baby. I had that idea.
Well,
a
we
long
can
time
just
ago.
set it up like the produce timer for the water.
Like just sit it over with.
Actually, no. At the grocery store, they go like ding dong, and then it oils. or
Could you imagine
sprays.
that?
Yeah, that would be funny. All right, guys. It is time for us to go bowling. So don't forget to like, subscribe, click the bell to get alerts from the channel. Oh God, why am I touching my face? That is disgusting.
I wiped with that hand.
Email us at downlanepod
Did you hear that,
gmail.com. Comment to us regularly during the show. And then check out some of our reviews and check out Austin's golf channel. Life is rough. Rough. Is there a dog? There should be a dog. Life is rough. Sorry. All right.
Not yet.
Do you guys have any reviews coming out soon? Has there been any ball releases, or are you guys just not doing
RST
it?
Pearl.
And you didn't do it.
I know I haven't got the videos in drive yet.
I literally just had a kid last week. It came in
Oh,
last week.
Here we go.
The kid or the ball?
So many excuses.
I had the ball, I think, on Monday, and we. Oh no, I got the ball on Tuesday, and when I went home,
Wasn't Tuesday.
maybe I got the ball on Thursday or Wednesday, and when I got home, I put it in the garage. I mean, I was busy. I just drilled it today. It's the first day I'm even bowling.
Unbelievable. All right, guys. Like I said,
Wow, wow, wow,
Like and
wow,
subscribe.
wow, wow,
click the
wow.
bell to get alerts. Like Austin, maybe you have to unclick, then click. to get our
I
notifications,
did-
but it's all Facebook. It's not YouTube.
No, so Facebook, you have to go into our
Click the story,
click the following.
picture.
and they have reset everything to just highlights. So you have to go into live events and click all notifications.
So today while during the show I shared the
I also shared it.
video. So I shared it on our page so that if people were looking on our page. And
But yeah, if you go to our Facebook page, click on the following drop menu, there will be 4 prompts and they will all say highlight. You should turn all those to all notifications.
Thank you, Austin. So until next time, thank you to my fan. Oh wait, thank you to Jack Scatia, provider of Town Country Lanes. Anthony, good show tonight. Glad you were able to talk about lots of things. Austin, good show. Thank you to my family, Stephanie, Zach, and Ethan.
Jimber Jump.
What?
I said both their names.
It all mumbled together, so now I got it.
I have to figure out how I'm going to say it.
We'll have to work on it.
We will see you guys next week. This is Down Lane Podcast.